Hey guys, this is Hades. This is another Summoner's Glory video. Guys, we're going to talk about the best phantoms in Summoner's Glory and the type of runes and stuff you should be putting on your phantoms. Before we do it, I'm just going to ping the video that helps you get into this game. We've now got 5 active Gallifrey guilds. Each guild can have up to 100 players. It shows you the scope of the amount of people that are playing this game and really loving it. So if you've not yet got involved, come and get involved. Use the promo code HELL. I'm going to show you how to now, and then we'll get into talk about the phantoms. Now, for those people that are trying to find the game, let me show you how to do it because it's not as easy as you might think. I'm playing on BlueStacks, and this is my kind of BlueStacks screen. If I search Summoner's Glory, it doesn't find it. But if I go search in Google Play, Summoner's Glory, Eternal Fire, I hit install and it goes. That's the same for anybody who is trying to install this on a BlueStacks or any sort of emulator. I think it might even be the same for phones as well. Okay, so we are playing on server 1, Virtuoso. This is the server to get involved in. This is that character creation screen. Let's move myself a second so you can see what's going down. You see here, promo code bottom left. This is where you put in HELL. Doesn't matter if you do capitals or whatever. Put in HELL in that screen and you'll get yourself an S-tier champion and summoning books when you start the game. You can change up your looks. Ooh la la. Okay guys, we're going to talk about the top 12 phantoms that have been discovered so far. I'm going to make sure that you understand what I'm saying there. That have been discovered. Okay? And the reason why I say that is this game is very young. And although I'm going to talk about really strong phantoms, it does not mean this is going to be the meta of 3 to 6 months' time because more players will play this game, more players will find some interesting combinations, and honestly, the meta becomes formed because some players have got to endgame, they've used certain phantoms, and they know that they're strong. Doesn't mean they've used all the phantoms, doesn't mean they've worked out a load of different really cool combos. So if you're someone who likes to get involved in the theory crafting side of things, then by all means, check out other options. I'm pretty much coming into this game as now a mid-game player, and I'm still following the support, the options that a lot of the first wave of endgame players have come up with. So again, there's definitely some different options to what I'm going to show in these 12, but these 12 are all strong. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you a kind of infographic, which I'm going to link on the description below as well, that you can kind of just use as a quick reference guide. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the different phantoms. So when you're building a squad, okay, same as any game like this, you need variation in your team. So don't just pick 4 straight out damage dealers. They might be strong champions individually, but if you don't bring a team to a game like this, then you're going to be on your butt and crying in your milk a lot. So what do you need? You need a couple of people that are straight out damage dealers. 2 DPSs are going to be really helpful. You want to have some champions that manipulate the attack bar. If you come from raid, the turn meter, yeah? So people that either boost your turn meter or people that reduce and absorb the enemy's turn meter. They're really strong champions, really strong phantoms. You want to make sure you've got control in your team. And by control, I mean stunning the enemy, paralyzing the enemy, slowing them down. Yeah, so control actually is more important at the moment in this game than having tanks. Tanks aren't even in the meta right now. I think they will come into the meta when we get new content, which is kind of more endgame content. At the moment, if you've got a strong enough team that have got enough control, both in attack bar and stuns and stuff like that, then that's all you need actually. You don't need tanks. So let's get into it then. Also, which I'm going to just quickly touch on before I talk about individual phantoms, is why we've decided to select certain gear sets on the infographic. So I'll just show you the infographic quickly so you get a feel for what we're talking about here. Here we go. So 12 champions. If you see on the infographic, I've got rune sets. I've got so the main rune sets and then the stats you're looking for. Okay, so this should be a really quick, easy guide for you to say this is the right lines. Yeah, and let's just quickly talk about those different rune sets that you can have to give you an idea of why we're picking some of those. So if you're looking for control, yeah, and you've got somebody like a Puppeteer that does AoE damage, then you can actually bring in Headcracker runes. Headcracker runes, when you've got 4 on, you've got a chance to stun the enemy. Okay, so the Headcracker runes on an AoE champion brings your control. And control, as I said earlier, is really important. The other thing you might have is a damage dealer. So if you've got a straight out damage dealer, then you might want to go with something like Squall, which has got set bonuses of crit damage and crit rates. Sorry, no, just crit damage, crit damage. It's all about damage. If you want to go with, I don't know, like a kind of fast support champion that needs to rotate abilities as quick as possible, then you might pick out a Harvest, which gives you increased speed. Yeah. So runes, like any game, runes are just important as phantoms to give you those different elements that we talked about for a team comp. And then the other kind of set, which is pretty commonly used, is called Oppressor, which actually helps you do more damage if you've controlled someone. I don't have anyone built like that right now, but if you're controlling teams a lot, a good example is on Zeus. He paralyzes people. If you build him with runes that then hurt people that are controlled more, then they're really strong, and that is the Oppressor runes. So you can use that infographic just to help you out. But let's talk about the top 12 then. First one up we're going to talk about is Charis, one of, if not the strongest DPS champions in the game, hardest hitters in the game. What does she have on her skills? So we've got Cavalier Strike on her A1. It's also, I'm trying to get a lot across in this video because there's not many people that understand the game well enough. But the only way you can level up these different skills is by consuming a phantom of the same champion at the moment. Eventually, they're going to have these new phantoms called skill phantoms, which are literally just like books, and then you level up skills from it. But at the moment, the only way you level up your skills is by consuming a dupe. If you've got an SS dupe, then it's a 100% chance to skill up. If you've got an S tier dupe, then it's a 10% chance that's going to skill you up. So we've got here A1. Slashes one enemy and deals 150% physical damage. If an enemy is killed, gets another turn. So it's like a reset, go again, go again, go again. And she hits hard. She's got a good chance of getting kills from this ability. Got an A2, restores 20% of the user's max HP. So it's like a heal for your summoner, and increases physical attack by 80% for 2 turns. So a buff of your damage. Yeah. A3, this is the big hitter then. Slashes one enemy dealing 100% physical damage, then randomly attacks 6 times. It's a smack. This one, if you can get books into this one, it's great because she will crucify the enemy with this one. Literally takes out whole waves at times with this ability here. Really good. And then her passive, at the end of the turn, there's a 60% chance of summoning the Golden Sword, which causes the next enemy attack against Charis to deal 50% less damage and immediately grant her an additional turn. So she cuts in after taking a half hit. She's quality. She's super good. You can actually get her if you spend money in the game. So straight out, spend money on the boosts. You can pick her up as a big spender, a reward. She's fairly rare to get from summoning books. But because of that, she's pretty much, from what I'm seeing so far, she's pretty much a top tier DPSer. Okay, let's go on to a support champion next. Hayley. Hayley, cool looking skin, I think. So what has she got about her kit? Mainly, she's a support champion. She does have an AoE ability, and she's able to decrease enemy defense. So we've got A1. Summons the Seahorn to attack one enemy, deals magic damage, and reduces the enemy's magic defense and physical damage defense. So she's got a drop defense on an A1. Pretty cool. AoE A2. This is nice as well. So it attacks 3 times, deals 70% magic damage each time, and absorbs attack bar. This move is kind of disgusting, this move. So AoE ability absorbs attack bar. So not only is she taking the attack bar off the enemy, she's also bringing it into herself. Means that she gets another turn really quick. It's on a 2-turn cooldown as well. I mean, it's just so gross, this move. So yeah, this one, probably her kind of bread and butter move, really. She's then got this one, increases your defense for all teammates for 15%. So a bit of a support move. And a passive. When being attacked, 25% chance of an ally immediately taking action regardless of how full the turn meter bar is. So pushes their turn meter to full. Really great kit. Really, really strong champion. And as I say, having this kind of attack bar reduction of the enemy and absorption is kind of nuts for an AoE. Next one up, Sea Conqueror. Sea Warrior. What's he got then? Sea Warrior. I mean, basically he's a DPS champion. He's got a bit of turn meter control, attack bar control, whatever you want to call it. So what we got here then? A 3-hitter. Deals 100% magical damage. Reduces their speed by 20%. So straight out speed reduction. Good against bosses, that type of thing. We've got deal 180% magic damage to all enemies AoE on the A2. And then grants magic armor effect to one ally. This is an okay move. It's not a brilliant move. That increases defenses. But yeah, basically it's that. And he's got a passive here as well. Critical hits reduce enemy speed by 50% for 2 turns. So you want to get his crit rate up. You want to make sure you get crit runes on him. And this passive is actually kind of ridiculous. But yeah, really, really nice to have an AoE. If you're AoE critting, then you're reducing speed against the whole team. Kind of nuts. So he's all about turn meter control, a bit of damage in there as well. Okay, next one up is going to be, find him, Dracula Eye. So Dracula Eye basically has got a load of attack bar manipulation. So attack bar's turn meter, yeah, so he's manipulating the enemy's attack bar, and he's a straight out damage dealer as well. So chance to drop attack bar and absorb it on his A1, good amount of damage as well. Summons the aura of shadows to attack 3 enemies 4 times. Yeah, so a 4-hitter, dealing damage and absorbing their attack bar again on 3 enemies. Crazy. And then we've got an A3. When attacking, ignores defense. Passive as well. After enemies and allies' turns, there's a 10% chance to activate the Vampire Eye, immediately granting the user a turn. So let someone skip ahead of their turn order. Very cool as well. So yeah, Dracula Eye, basically a DPSer with a ton of attack bar manipulation. Okay, so next one up is actually Sea Conqueror. Where is she? Where is she? She's in my team, yeah. Sea Conqueror. Yeah, pretty crazy champion as well. So what we got here? A1 attacks an enemy, deals physical damage equal to 15% of the user, as in the summoner's max HP, whilst reducing defense. So drops defense of the enemy, allows your damage dealers to hit harder on the A1. A2 attacks an enemy 4 times and deals physical damage equal to 10% of the max HP each time. The last hit deals an additional 5% and has a 30% chance of stunning the enemy. Absorbs all attack bars, all enemies' attack bars by 25%. So that's the main part of this. It's cool to be able to get a chance to stun, but the attack bar absorption is super cool on this A2. And then A3 increases the attack bar of all teammates. So basically, she's speeding you up, she's slowing the enemy down, and she's got a passive as well. At the end of the user's turn, 15% can scale up to 30 chance of receiving an extra turn. She's basically like the Lysandra of Raid, boosting your turn meter, reducing the enemy's turn meter, and actually she can hit as well. So very cool. Next one up, you can actually get as a login champion, the Jester. Jester's a little bit RNG to be like properly top tier, but he certainly will carry you through to the end game quite comfortably. So we've got an A1, massive damage dealing A1, 220% magic damage to a single target. A2, he's kind of got the Shuffles card ability, restores HP of an ally. So basically it's a heal ability on his A2, single target. A3, he picks a random ability. Okay, so it can either be, basically, depending on which card he pulls out, he gets to do something different. It's a bit too RNG for me, but it can give you heals. It can give you additional damage. It's just a bit random. But all of the statuses are kind of cool. There is a chance to cleanse debuffs on this, which there's very few champions that can cleanse, and he's also got a chance to stun on this move as well, I believe, somewhere. Stun when attacking inflicts a stun. So stunning's cool. A cleanse ability is actually kind of cool, but it's a bit RNG. The passive then depends on which card he draws. Red card, the attack bar of all allies, so turn meter fills. If it's a black card, the allies' attack all increases. So it's either more damage or more turn meter. Both are good. So cool one there. I just wish this was a little bit less RNG, but then I guess he's a champion you just get for logging in. So, he's probably going to be in most people's teams until they pull better. Okay then, on to the next one. Puppeteer. Puppeteer, all about attack bar, decreasing defense. I think she might be the only resurrector in the game that I've come across at least. So A1 deals damage and a chance to absorb attack bar. Okay, so single target, absorbed attack bar, grants another turn if she kills someone. Pretty cool. A2, AoE ability, 3-hitter. So remember I said at the beginning about runes. Because she's doing AoE damage here, it's good to put her in something like the head cracker rune so that she's got a chance to stun when she's AoEing. Deals 80% physical damage and reduces the enemy's defense. Yeah, there's not many AoE drop defenses in the game yet. She's one of them. Deals true damage as well. Pretty nice. A3, resurrects an ally. As I say, there's not many. Maybe she's the only one. I'm not sure. I haven't found any more myself, but I've not read everybody's skills individually like this. So, resurrects and restores health over turn. And then a passive, 35% chance to bounce enemy damage by 50% and restore health. Okay? And this improves again with books. So, super cool champion. It's nice to have that resurrect in your team in case you lose someone. It's also great to have an AoE damage dealer that can throw out those stuns with the head cracker runes. So, let's move on then to Secret Dancer. Secret Dancer, I've not used her yet, but again, like an interesting kit. So what we got, basically a chance to stun on an A1, so it's good to have that stun ability here. We've got a straight out kind of like DPS 4-hitter on an A2. It's against one enemy though, but still high damage. And then we've got an A3. Basically, it's like an ally attack, so she's going to bring someone else in to do damage with her. Pretty nice if you've got someone with either an AoE A1 or if you've got someone who's going to be doing like stun chance A1. And then on the passive here, critical hits levels up to 45% chance of dealing additional damage. So if you get crits coming off of this A2 and it's a 4-hitter, she's going to be sitting people down pretty damn fast. She's a little bit top heavy. But a good champion, good phantom. So, next one up. The only champion in the game that can't be got as an S-tier champion, S-tier phantom. All you can get her in is SS. What does that mean? She's also easily the rarest champion that you can get in the game in terms of like trying to summon her. What it means is it's very difficult to get skill books, but she's still probably the most sought after champion in the game, one of the best. Yeah, so I didn't realise this one. I pulled her. I was super lucky. I was looking for someone else. I got Zoe, and it turns out she's a beast, an absolute beast. She's got incredibly high damage, and she's got healing mechanics as well. So if you don't have any other kind of healing mechanics, you pretty much have to bring runes in that are going to help you heal. So what we got then? A1 deals 200% magic damage and extra. It's just a straight out hard hitting A1. Yeah, hard hitting A1. A2 is a crazy hard hitting A2. Just straight out damage, sets people on fire at the same time. So AoE, HP burn at the same time. A3 is a passive, so she's only got 2 actual active skills. And that A2 is on a 2-turn cooldown, which is nuts. The passive then, at the beginning of the battle, the attack of all teammates is increased by 10%. Straight out passive, you're doing 10% more damage. Thanks for coming. This boosts up to 25% if you can get the books, but as I say, she's incredibly difficult to find, which makes her very difficult to book as well. As it stands right now, there's actually an event. This might not be, if you're not watching this video as I do it, this might not be the case for you right now, but there's actually in the shop an ability to get Zoe through crystals. So if you can save up 5 crystals, it means you need to have done a lot of summons. But if you can get yourself 5 crystals, you can pick her up for 5 crystals. That means it's possible as a free-to-player to get her eventually. They might change this. It's on now for 7 days. It will probably go away again after that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's back in a month. So, don't just kind of spend your crystals willy-nilly. Make sure you save them up for some of these great phantoms as they come up. Just going on to a last passive then. A 4th passive is a straight-out heal. At the end of each teammate's turn, restore 10% of the damage they've lost. Goes up to 16%. She's one of the few champions in the game that gives you that kind of passive heal mechanic. There's very few healers that are worth bringing. She's great because she brings healing and a lot of damage at the same time. So Zoe, if you got her, get her built, she's going to be in your team for sure. Okay, next one up is going to be the Lord of Shadows. Cool looking skin, this one. I like this. Right, A1 then. Deals 100% magic damage and reduces their defense by 50%. It's only magical defense, so it's only against certain teams. I think as the game develops, you're going to have a selection of different phantoms that you bring in for different fights. Right now, we're all at this stage where we're just trying to build up one team. Eventually, you're going to want to bring this guy for like a boss that has got magical defense so that he can reduce it by 50%, and then you're in there smacking that boss. So just bear it in mind. Right now, he might not be in your team, but I would say he probably will be in at least a team in the future. I've not seen anyone else do a 50% like this. A2, AoE ability, 4-hitter, chance of stunning them as well. If this attack kills someone, gets another turn, 2-turn cooldown. What more do you want? What more do you want from an A2? That's brilliant. A3, after attacking, 70% chance to make a random ally immune to death. Awesome. And then a passive ability here. When being attacked, 50% chance of performing a counterattack. Can go up to an extra 250% worth of magic damage. So he hits hard when he counters. Very cool champion. Very cool phantom. And as I say, will definitely be in teams in the future as content evolves. Okay then, next one up, Lunar Goddess. So really in here, she's kind of in here because she's the only decent healer that I can find if you don't have Zoe. Pretty much, if you've got Zoe, Lunar Goddess goes right to the bottom of your pile. She can be chilly at times, they've said. But yeah, she does heal, and she's a pretty decent healer. So we've got a damage dealing A1. We've got a restore 30% of the health of all teammates and increases their attack bar by 30% A2. 3-turn cooldown, but still, healing you for a third of your health and filling a third of your attack bar is a really good A2. And it's got more healing as you book it. A3 increases magical defense of all teammates. So she's kind of like a straight out support. Boost your turn meter, boost your damage, boost your defenses. And then she's got a passive. When healing, gives the ally self-healing effect. So restores 6% of their HP each turn for 3 turns. That's actually really big. So she pops this heal out on her A2, and she basically gives you a heal over time as well. So yeah, like I say, if you don't have Zoe, then she is probably going to need to be in one of your teams. And the last one we're going to cover then is Zeus. I feel like they should have made him just like a bit bigger in the arms. I don't know. It's like, it feels like boy Zeus, not the god Zeus. Anyway, what we got here, A1, AoE ability on an A1. It's pretty rare. And a decent damage one as well. A2, so Thunder Chain, summons Thunder Chain for 1 ally, reflecting damage received for 3 turns. So it's basically like him and 1 ally, they're reflecting a third of the damage they're taking. A3 then, this is cool. So when attacking, 80% chance to book up to 100% of paralyzing an enemy for 3 turns. And then when someone's paralyzed, Zeus has got an additional chunk of damage against paralyzed enemies. Books up to 100% chance for it to land. 200% extra damage against paralyzed. So again, if you can paralyze up bosses with this and then start smacking them with Zeus, he is doing big numbers. So you go, guys, look, that's the top 12 as I see it right now. And as I say, it's kind of come from people that have played the game for a lot longer than I have. This infographic is going to be pinned down below, which talks about these same 12, but tells you their rune sets and the different stats you should be trying to aim for to make their kits work. But as I say, this is the early meta. This is before we've really explored the game. There's more. So please come and explore it with us. Don't forget, use content creator code HELL when you're building your character. Come and join us on server 1 and come and join one of the Gallifrey guilds. It's only the first 5 guilds that we're filling right now. Anyway, guys, look, I've been Hell Hades. This is Summoner's Glory. I will catch you later.